Departed volunteer house in Lavender Town for next destination. Departed name raiders house in Lavender Town for next destination. Do you believe in ghosts? And Pokemon Tower took on Butlet's Charmeleon with Dugtrio one-handedly. Departed Pokemon Tower for the next destination. And Rosette saved the game at this spot on Route 8.
One of these days, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna give you the track for the Wrath of Khan, the da 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 da. Just put that in suspensefully next to your narrative, just because I want to see if anybody notices, like, wow, this is a lot more impactful than it should be. Here we go. Welcome to Pokemon Green, everybody. As
Leaf
it looks
green.
like we're swapping out some people. I said Leaf Green.
You said green, I thought.
Oh, no, I said
I'm a rambling gaming dude.
You're a gamer? Welcome to Pokemon Green, everybody. No, not that kind of gamer, guys. He's the other kind of gamer. The ones that do like the World Series of Poker and all that fun stuff. He's more of a gambler than a gamer.
Yes, which they used to be called. They were called gamblers.
Exactly, and now we don't even now we don't even call them that.
Cause gotta maintain that E rating.
Of course, because other E games don't have gamblers in them.
It's true, they don't.
Completely discount the fact that there are arcade games with points, and points are kind of a currency, or heaven forbid, all the times in arcade when you were a kid, how you had to fight for tokens and tickets to be able to get prizes. Yeah, that's how that works, everybody. Go Chaotix!
Eat my rock throw.
And just because I know that we have a K-On reference here and I don't care, because I need to have Nicolas Cage say K-On. Just like we need to have a face off. Oh, did you bring Burn Heal?
No, I didn't.
You
bring
did
Burn
not
Heal.
follow Blaine's advice?
I haven't gotten to Blaine yet.
But you know Blaine's advice. You better bring Burn Heal. And yet you didn't. Yeah, this is kind of the area where you actually do get a couple of fire types, and
yeah.
If you don't have a fire type, like let's just say if you didn't go Charmander, you need to get them here. Because right now, like there are water types and there are grass types that you could get along the way here. This is probably your first access to fire types, right?
Yeah, if you really need one.
Yeah, because again, if you had Charmander, you wouldn't care because you already have that.
Yeah.
But what is it? Charmander's hard mode in the original 3 because nothing. Yeah, because his stuff doesn't work against Rock or Misty. I guess now it would because he technically is now officially clarified as a fire flying.
Only in the last evolution.
And yeah, welcome back everybody to Random Pockets of Teleportation again.
Only when he's Charizard, he's flying.
You need strategy to win at this. Oh no, are you that other kind of gamer? What we like to call the rules lawyer?
Super nerd.
Oh, super nerd works too. Have you ever come across a rules lawyer, Alex? Have you ever done it? Like that nerd who just knows all of the rules of a game inside and out?
I'm sure I have.
Do you want to know the worst kind of rules lawyer? A D&D one, because that's a lot of reading right there.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
That's actually, I believe, what coined the term rules lawyer, is because you had to read up on everything, every release, every Dungeons Master guide, every treasure emporium, everything like that, because you had to know it all. But it's to a point where like all of the friends that I have that are DMs, they have to have a rules lawyer working with them so that they at least know like everything, because they can't keep track of every single thing in an edition anymore. There's too many editions, Alex.
Yep.
Because D&D's now on its 5th edition, which what I find funny nobody plays. Everybody went back to 3rd or 4th edition. And then you have all of the other various tabletop role-playing games that can happen. Actually, that does remind me, somebody did ask a while back, and I kept on forgetting to bring this up. Did you ever do anything, like either of you, with tabletop role-playing at all? Or not necessarily role-playing, but like tabletop games, aside from like the regular Candyland and Battleship and all that?
You mean like those...
Like D&D, like, I mean, there's a bunch of variations now, but like D&D would have been the basis while you were growing up.
Not really. Not as far as like role play. I played a little of the Pokemon trading card game, not like competitive.
So you did like card games, but you didn't necessarily do... Okay. Which would count. Because, I mean... I'm not sure about this. I think the release is accurate. I think Magic came out first and the Pokemon trading card game happened to capitalize on Magic.
Of course I survive and get poisoned.
And you ain't surviving nothing now. That's stabbing you and then twisting a knife really hard.
I'll teach you. I'll defeat you with my level 13 Onyx.
With your... no, I'm sorry. I have to say this right, Alex. Onyx. I'd like to be a really good treasure hunter. Can I be a really good wizard too? Can I be a really good wizard too? Have a kid who does a really bad impression of me in a movie? I do not, like, for the record, I know we're going random again, guys. I know that's surprising to you, but I don't get the hate for The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I don't get it. I get the fact that, guys, it's a Nicolas Cage movie, and unfortunately Nicolas Cage has a really bad reputation for movies. They're usually bad. But, like, if you know what you're walking into, I'm not saying, look, National Treasure, not deserving of Oscars. Are we both correct in this?
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
It's like, you know it's gonna be that funny kind of bad, and you don't care at that point. But everybody's just like, unleashes hatred for The Sorcerer's Apprentice, and that's exactly what that movie is. The only addition that you get is that you get Alfred Molina, schlepping it up just as much as Nicolas Cage. And guys, if you don't realize this, Alfred Molina, he can schlep it up. It's really funny. Especially with that Chris Angel wannabe in the movie. I've officially lost a bunch of people, haven't I?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that sucks because we just barely brought in a bunch of brand new subscribers. Yeah, this is how we record, people. We record a lot of stuff in advance. But by the way, welcome to all the brand spanking new subscribers who can get to know us and all the various isms that we have.
Yeah.
I guess that would be more me than you, wouldn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Your isms involve just like getting frustrated at games and all that. There's not really a whole lot there, guys.
Hey,
follow me.
Who's playing Mario Paint? Became the center of attention. I like how they put that. He not only did this, but he became the center of the universe, as far as he is concerned. So here we go. And actually, we are on our way to Celadon, right? Yeah, Celadon City to take on Erica.
Celadon City. Take on Eric. Well, first we're going to take out the Rocket Hideout.
Or as somebody pointed out to me a long time ago, that chick with the kimono. That's the only way he could remember who Erica was. I'm just like, you could remember her name. I was like, no.
School is fun, but
so who's
Pokemon.
Misty to you? That chick with the bikini. Who's Brock to you? That dude with his shirt off. Okay. Who's Lieutenant Surge? That other guy with his shirt off.
Lieutenant Surge doesn't have his shirt off.
He's got the whole unbuttoned thing in the series. You've seen that in any war movie where they have like their shirt unbuttoned and either they have an undershirt on or they're just straight bare-chested. That kind of thing. And then they button up as soon as a commanding officer comes by. But yeah, you guys kind of get the point. Oh, the one that I liked was Sabrina, that spooky chick.
Yeah,
she is in fact
Sabrina.
Spooky. We cannot deny the fact that she is in fact spooky. Is she as spooky as Professor X? Probably not. Probably not.
Well, only Hypno has creepypastas based on him.
Jeez. And you're just gonna run the guy over is basically what you're aiming to do. He's like, I'm like, keep going until I move past you. Oh, hi, Asuka.
Last page.
Hey, Paige. I'm gonna see your movie in September. And people are gonna get mad at me for bringing up wrestling on the on this show again.
Yeah, stop it.
I can't. You told me to. Well, you told me to do the Macho Man voice. It just kind of came with everything else. Oh, and hey, look, we're actually officially dealing with Nidoran, the first ever Pokemon that actually had separate genders.
Yeah.
But actually also had different sprites. And I love the fact that there's actually still a movement out there in the, at least online, asking for different sprites for male and female of every Pokemon.
I'm surprised they haven't done that yet for everyone yet.
I'm not. That's work.
Yeah, that's work.
That's, like, how many Pokemon are we at now? 700 plus?
Yeah.
That's 700 plus variations.
I thought we were close to 800 now.
Probably.
So 800 plus that's 1,600 different sprites.
They're not sprites anymore. They're models.
Well, they actually, yeah, that's you could get away with it now because they're 3D models. Because everybody, like, Nidoran is the only one that has a unique one. But all you could do in these games is, like, you give a different sprite to Pidgey and have a female one look a little bit more spry.
Why? Why?
Why am I stuck in this elevator, Ano?
Because we have no animation budget.
Yeah, pretty
They
much.
get ugly.
No. That's the answer to why am I in this chair, Ano?
Meow, that's cute. Meow, meow, meow.
Oh,
Yeah,
crap.
yeah.
It's a Nean girl. Kill it.
Don't diss the Neans.
I will diss
Let me
them,
guess,
but
she's got-
only out of love.
Yes, Andrea.
Hello, I guess it's a meow.
You put that butt back where it belongs. Do I need to get out the stamp? Property of... And just watch. Now I'm going to get a bunch of mean comments just like, you don't treat your wife like that. I'll treat my wife like that because she'll treat me worse off camera.
Man.
She'll bounce it right back at me, people.
Yay, payday. Now I'm gonna get
And yet we
more
won't get
money.
paid. Actually, does payday affect both sides?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
depending
alright.
on who ends up winning.
I don't know why I hit run.
I don't know why you hit wrong either, but yay, we're bringing in Dougie Doug.
Dougie Doug.
Jamaica, we have a Pokemon team. We have the one Darius and the one Junior. Yul Brenner and the one Sanka. The fastest of the Jamaican sprinters. Yes, I know that song. This shouldn't surprise a lot of people. I remember inane stuff like this just randomly.
It's okay, I do too. I remember stuff like stuff I haven't seen in probably like 20 years.
And just because I haven't brought up Gur in a while, I'm making waffles! I can't remember what I used to do for like Shadows of the Empire with Gur.
I don't know.
What was it? No, it was Doom. It was the Doom song. Because that was like one of the few things I liked out of Invader Zim. Speaking of which, can I just go on a rant really quick?
You don't like Invader Zim?
No. On a rant towards all of the on-demand services, they took all the original Nicktoons away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That
so you can't
sucks.
I was kind of having fun every now and then binge watching like Rocko's Modern Life, Invader Zim, Angry Beavers, and a couple of others, and now like none of them have the original Nicktoons
I
anymore.
know, they want you to buy them.
I don't want to buy like finding those box sets is hard now.
Yeah, I don't think you can buy them on DVD. You can still buy them on like
You can, but like
Amazon.
you're talking about out of print, so like you're paying $200 for a season of Rugrats.
I mean, I just said not on disc. You can still
Yeah.
buy them digitally.
No. Amazon even took them down, so you can't like the first couple of seasons you can't buy for some reason. Like you can't even buy episodes.
That sucks.
I don't believe you because I have like a bunch, but I haven't checked lately. So
Like on Prime.
not on Prime, no,
Yeah.
just regular.
Because like Prime was one of those places for a long time that was like my go-to place for Nickelodeon. After Netflix lost the Nickelodeon license and got Disney, which worked out so well for Disney, mind you. They didn't get like big movies like Beauty and the Beast. They got the lesser movies like Hercules. Yeah, that worked out so well for you, Netflix, didn't it? But I was like sitting there crying. I'm like, I wanted to watch these, and you took them away.
Yeah. I haven't checked lately, but quite a few months ago, I bought like the first season of Hey Arnold. So, but that was a while ago. So
Yeah, but that was a while ago, and now it's like more modern if you want to look up Like the series that I know that haven't been affected, Thornberries is still there. As told by Ginger, I don't know why people would want that.
Some people do.
Why? Those lips, man. They're inhuman. Rocket Power is available. I can at least I can tolerate Rocket Power. Rocket Power is okay. Rocket Power is okay if you've ever watched like a Pauly Shore movie and you just kind of get that itch. You're all right with it.
Who wants to itch a Pauly Shore itch? Jeez.
Well, I grew up in the era of Pauly Shore, so occasionally, like, you want to have those moments where you get to meet with Pauly, and he's making the Leaning Tower of cheese.
It's like the only movie he's tolerable in.
I've seen worse. Like, I've seen In the Army now.
That's why I
That's
said
bad.
That's why I said tolerable in.
I would say he's tolerable in Encino Man too, but a lot of that is because he has Brendan Fraser to bounce off of, so that helps out. It's kind of like in Scrubs where they brought in Brendan Fraser to bounce off of what was his name?
I don't know. I never watched Scrubs.
John C. McIntyre, the guy who plays Dr. Cox. Like they brought him in as a brother-in-law, and they just kind of bounce off each other, and it actually worked. It was like it was Dr. Cox on steroids. What you watch Seinfeld, but you haven't watched Scrubs?
No.
And yet both of them are strangely entertaining. But the only reason that people watch Scrubs was Dr. Cox. That's like you've heard the rants, right?
No, I haven't.
Like, oh, you've never watched an Atop the Fourth Wall where it gets quoted?
I don't know. Maybe.
You haven't seen like one guy just get on the phone and go, nothing. I'm showing you Dr. Cox just to see if you've seen it. Because you and I have both watched Atop the Fourth Wall, and believe it or not, Lee Carr likes to quote that one a lot. He likes to quote Dr. Cox quite a bit. I love this. This is like the first time I'm talking sitcoms where Alex isn't yelling at me, and I'm talking a bunch of sitcoms that he didn't watch. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up some Brooklyn Nine-Nine because that guarantee you haven't watched that.
No, I've not watched that either.
For Glorious Terry Crews. Look, for as much as he's a hype train, guys, and I'm with you, he is a freaking hype train. It's a glorious hype train. All right. Like as soon as he got the Old Spice commercials, I was laughing because I knew that was right up Terry Crews' alley.
Now, don't you minimize Grimer. No minimize.
See,
no.
it would work if he stayed that minimum, and then you just go.
That'd be great. Actually, I
well,
believe...
you couldn't do it with Professor X. I'm pretty sure he hasn't used his legs in a while.
Actually, I believe if Stomp will do double damage if you use a Pokemon. If a Pokemon does minimize and you land a Stomp on them, it'll do double damage.
That'd be interesting. I'll have to.
Then we need to have a bunch of Pokemon that do Stomp, and then we also need to be up against opponents that all do minimize. Just so that we can go all the time.
Well, it's great for Koga.
Yeah, that's probably true, because didn't they change his lineup a little bit in this game?
They do, but not too much.
Because, like, if I remember correctly, his original lineup was he had the Venomoth, and that was, like, his big one, and then he also had a Venonat, and I want to say another poison type.
Muck. He's always
Did he have a Muck? Okay,
yeah.
all right.
He's always had Muck.
I couldn't remember if he had Grimers or not.
Let's see.
Wasn't there a generation where he actually fight? What's her name?
Janie.
Janie.
Yeah, that's Gen 2. So Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
I love it. You're gonna do what I actually am gonna do this Friday, and that is you had trouble catching up with all the bikers on the road, so you could engage them. Because I do the cycling road right out of Mauville City. And I have that problem a number of times.
Let's see. Yeah, Generation 2. Pokemon that have used Minimize will receive double damage when hit by Stomp.
Is it Gen 2 and then it retroactively goes to the other gens?
Let me see.
Or do they remove it?
Let me look.
Because that screams advantage that is going to get balanced later.
Gen 3. Pokemon that have used Minimize will now receive double damage when hit by Stomp, Astonish, Extrasensory, and Needle Arm.
Oh no, they upped it.
Yeah, Pokemon that have used Minimize no longer have their sprite replaced by the tiny generic image.
Okay.
Gen 4. Stomp is now the only move that will have its power doubled instead of damage against the Pokemon.
So they rebalanced it.
That have used Minimize. Astonish, Extrasensory, Needle Arm, deal regular. So they just redaxed it back to Stomp in Gen
Yeah,
4.
so that's when balancing came in.
Yeah.
And said, no, you need to rebalance this, otherwise we're going to have problems in the Pokemon tournaments.
Gen 5, Minimize now raises users' evasions by 2 stats. By 2 stages, rather.
Okay.
Pokemon that have used Minimize will now receive double damage, instead of power being doubled from Stomp and Steamroller.
I'm on guard duty. Gee, I'm thirsty, though. Oh, wait, here. Oh, yeah, that's right. You have to bribe this guy with lemonade, don't you?
Or water.
Or with water.
In this gen, you actually have to give him tea. In the in Gen...
What's wrong with lemonade?
In Gen 1, it was any drink. You could buy any drink at Celadon City and give it to him. In this gen, you have to specifically get a special tea item. But we'll see
Will
that
we
in the
get
next...
it? You'll find out in the next part.
Yeah.